Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another Final Fantasy Brave Exodus video unit review. We're going to be talking about Dark Reign. We're going to be talking about Reagen The Return. So, let's drop right into it. Dark Reign's STMR got upgraded to having 1,250 magic for Dark Reign only, of course, and now it is stackable. And I put the JP version in there just to compare them. So it's 500 flat magic compared to way more. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. So let's get into the kit. For sure, Kryla would be really good because of her Dark Amp. Of course, she needs higher EX levels, but she's Vision Awakening. So you can always, cheap your way up to it with Omniprisms and whatnot. 30% magic true to wield, which is good for now. 600% cap, that is universal, and a lot of these newer units are going to be having universal chain caps that are 600%. So for example, you can build them TDH and you still have 600% cap. Very good. 200% all killers. Just want to point this out because I saw one post trying to make him into a physical or something. He only has magic killers, so keep that in mind as well. But 200% all killers is insane. 150% Lumber's damage, pretty standard. 144 times dark magic bolting strike chaining if you need it for that for some reason. His normal LB is just okay. It's a decent hit if you had some stacks of his TMR, which is very good, by the way. His TMR is quite good. For him, you can multicast it. For everybody else, you have to single cast it. I know a lot of people are talking about Angela and his TMR, but we're not really mentioning that really right now because it's not really. We'll talk about that at the end. And its SLB is a 25% Spear and Pearl. I wish it was a little higher, but at this point in the game, it was pretty balanced. His 25% was pretty decent. Of course, now we have a little bit higher than most things, but it's okay. In the future, we won't really care much about this, and we'll talk about that as well. 80% Spirit Break, I most likely ignore this. And 100% Magic Beast and Aquatic Killer buff. The Aquatic Killer probably going to be quite good. The Beast, you might be able to get a little higher on other units. And 350 times one hit dark magic damage. It's very strong, especially if you have your magic, if you have your stocked TMR magic as well, which you only have to cast twice, by the way. So the thing about stocked magic is if you use anything offensively, basically it goes away, so you have to constantly cast it. That's why a lot of my Dark Reign videos I'm still casting it, even if it's max, because I'm just waiting until the SLB basically. So for some reason, a lot of people seem to think that somehow magic has just suddenly changed. It's always been, magic has almost never been imbuable. In very small situations, sometimes they can be, but most magic damage dealers have never had such a downgrade on people's opinions for some reason. Oh, he's locked to dark. Oh no. Like, what has that ever stopped a lot of other units that have been quite good in the past? So there are some cons. I've used them for a long time, so I know that these cons are true. They might not be as hard on the global version, but his 50% dark amp is tied to one use greatness, so after that goes away, he really needs some help. And also he has no little burst damage buff, so he needs a buffer for that. But it's not that rare to have a buffer in your team anymore anyways, like Aerith or something like that, so it's not that big of a detriment. And like I mentioned, Kryla would be quite good. It feels like Kryla was made for him basically, because she can break for him, she can give him dark amp and stuff like that as well. And finally, the biggest twist and the biggest, I don't know if it's, I'm not sure if it'll be better or not, but his global STM upgrade is quite good, insane actually. He might actually be able to break 10,000 magic depending on certain things, but the TDH build still might be better in the future because of variants, the magic variants. And if you don't know anything about magic variants, go check out all my videos that I made on that. I'll probably link them at the end. And the reason why TDH might still be better is because there's a unit in the future called Kimono Darfina, whatever her name is. She has a 2-handed whip. It gives 200% magic TDH. And remember guys, he has 600% cap universally. And so Global has AI KD's S teamer that allows you to equip whips, so it's even better than on the JP version where they have to use materia. On the global version, they do not. As long as you have AI KD, of course. If you don't, then that's a different story. But for now, True Dual is going to be the king, and of course, he can hit harder than, apparently he can hit harder than Kane. So, is Dark Reign overhyped? No. Whoever says that is foolish. And another thing to compare Angela with Dark Reign to is that Angela is limited time. Who knows if she's ever gonna come back? If you missed Angela, why would you even care about the comparison? If you have Angela, if you ever EX3, this is a hard sell. Obviously if you have EX3 Angela, you don't care about having a long-term duration on your missions and whatnot, because for example, it takes her a long time to get the max burst, and on turn 12 she actually does more damage with Reign's TMR, but 12 turns. In most situations you'd rather use Dark Reign. For example, there's going to be a trial in the future. Belgor, I think is what his name is. I don't know what his global name is going to be, but Dark Reign is definitely top tier for that, and Kimono Darkfina is definitely top tier for that battle as well. So being locked to Dark is not always bad. There are bosses in the future that you can use Dark with, and if there's a Dark Magic stage on Dark Visions, he's top tier 100%. So once again, Angela, limited time, probably never gonna come back. Dark Reign, banner's out for about 2 months. You can also get him even after his rate up is gone. You can still get him, even like a random off banner chance or EX tickets or things like that as well. So you gotta rate that as well. I saw also that they're nerfing they're nerfing bundles for this. I don't understand about that. That's kind of strange. So all in all, I think I'm gonna give him 9 out of 10. Very good unit. Permanent unit, not limited time. Of course, he is premium. I don't like that, but not much we can do about that. And I also don't like that the bundles are being nerfed. Not that I would have bought them anyways, and not that you would have bought them anyways, most likely, right? I think that this premium thing is going to kill the game eventually. Not right now, but I think eventually people are going to start getting tired of it, about not getting enough shards for pulling. So I think that if Gumi's watching this for whatever reason, I think you need to start reconsidering your strategies here. But in the meantime, 9 out of 10, very powerful unit, and I love his global upgrade for now. Definitely top tier for a few months, but eventually he might go to TDH. We'll have to see. We'll have to see how that goes. And who knows when the magic variance is going to happen on the global version anyways. Who knows? Look how long it took after Kane's banner to get the TDH change, or the variance change for physical units and dragoons and stuff. Because that wasn't long after Kane's banner, and look how far away we are from that. Anyways, we have Reagen The Return. His STMR is quite good for debuffers. I don't know who would really benefit besides Edge right now, and himself, of course. There might be, like, Venera, for example, I was thinking of Venera the most, because she still could get a global upgrade, like a global enhancement and stuff like that, rework and whatnot. So, could work on Venera as well, because remember, her Brave Shift LB was decent back in the day, so it could be a lot better. And keep in mind, a 30 times mod boost is nothing to scoff at. Sorry for the noises on my nose, by the way. Anyways, 130% light and fire and peril on demand, that's okay. 600 times mod boost, 3 turns Grandis. For his light AMOE CD, 1,200 in total, it's not too bad. 600% chain cap, 100% all killers, plus an addition of more for demon and human. The LB, it gives demon killer, has some light and peril, and it's basically a chaining Luna Burst. And the SLB is at 87% full break, 145% light and peril, 160% human demon killer, and also it's the 230 times mod basically, which was what a lot of units are going to be having in in the upcoming breaker category. Unfortunately, for a lot of these units that are going to be coming out, they're not really going to be tempting for global players, because a lot of breakers that exist on global are just far better, and the Gumi basically shot themselves in the foot by not buffing these units even more, buffing this unit at all, actually. So an odd amount of physical true to wield, not that big of a deal, really. I mean, if you have a lot of stuff, basically copy and pasted from Edge's kit. You can notice a lot of things that Edge had that he has as well. Edge's mod boosts are permanent, while Reagen's is only 3 turns and only 1 use. So you gotta make good use of that turn, his burst turn. And like I mentioned, global players will just find these underwhelming because you have Cacteria or you have someone else that's really good, and you're like, why would I pull for this guy? He doesn't even have high breaks. And that's the problem. That's the problem. The global jumped the gun way too fast on a lot of these higher breaks, and the JP's kind of curtailing it, because on the JP version we still don't have 90% defense break, and lightning is the highest spirit break still. So they didn't jump the gun as fast as the global version is. So the JP version still has the surprise of, here's finally we have 90% break unit banners and stuff like that. Whereas global kind of already let the cat out of the bag on a lot of those kind of things. So it's kind of a give and take kind of thing here. But other than his STMR giving some debuffers, Loopburst mod buffs, and some niche use for him in terms of burst potential, why would you pull for this guy? Unless you liked him. And you like the sprite, I guess. I mean, the sprite is pretty good, but it's just, if you consider all the global things that we already have, Cacteria was free recently, I don't know why you would pull him. So 7.5 out of 10. At least his banner is decent, and there's shards in there in the step up and whatnot. But 7.5 out of 10, not really something you're really looking for. If you're not looking at Dark Rain, and you're not looking to really do anything this week, this is a skip week for you then, because Reagen really isn't worth it. Unless he has something in particular that you're looking for, like his STMR, for example, like I said again. So that's it, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching. A little longer review, but thank you guys for sticking in there. Appreciate you. If you want to help support the channel, click the join button, or just click the like button for free. Thank you guys very much for watching. Appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.